Hello, here's GBF Ackerwaldmeister with a Let's Play of Excelsior Phase 1 Lysandia, and the last time we were in the city of, what was the name again? Heize. By way of Hayworth. And yeah, let's talk to the people, because why not? The outdoor grill. Oh, nice. Barbecue. And this is a thief, and this seems to be a bard. Oh no. Someone who has to actually say something regarding the quests. There are two men who make lighter than air balloons, which are ideal for carrying small items into the air. Important information for later on. These are actually the balloon guys again in Hollow. What are you looking at? Snorts the cutthroat. Yes. Nice barbecue. Oh, there he is. Hiding there. Oh, and he has some food lying there, just like a steak. And it's one piece of food. Of course, not much more. And we can buy apple, cheese, leech and peach, and a torch. Well, the torch makes kinda sense, but no meat? I'm kinda disappointed, actually. The gypsy eyes you carefully and remains silent. Leave me be, I wish nothing of you. And this hermit tells us, or appears frantic and disoriented. I am Gope, from the north. I know murder is wrong, but my emotions got the better of me. Look at me, I'm an old man. Let my last days be peaceful. Do not tell the authorities, I beg of you. You have heard enough and decide to move on. But Gope continues his pleas even after you are long gone. Yes. Interesting, Mr. Murderman. The complete bowman. And arrow to the heavens. Where you can buy arrows and quarrels and talk to this guy, an assassin and a warrior. And this one sells us a bow of grace, which we probably would be able to use if we have chosen the class of an archer. But we could use charmed crossbows, so that should be enough. It should suffice. Yes. Who else do we got here? This is Wiseman's Grocery. And who are you? There is a great chemist living in the 7th Keep. Yes, and the 7th Keep is the dungeon right south to Excelsior on the big island. Or the small island and the big sea. But it's not as big as the sea around Burrows. There is a magic clock which, when wound with a special key, has remarkable powers. Magic clock, yes. And something to eat again. Here's a lot of to eat in this town. And the clock, of course, like every dialogue which is not standard dialogue, has to do something with a quest at some point. So this is the deluxe inn, and we could sleep here. For 22 gold pieces. But we don't want to, or don't need to. I never needed to stay anywhere. And he has traveled far and wide, and that man up there, or woman, is a scholar. He has a nice little room for himself, with campfire and everything. And have we talked to you already? Don't run away. No? Or you? Help me, friend, says the tawdry beggar. Merely 2 moons ago I was a successful shopkeeper and maintained a good lifestyle. But then Lord Valkyrie raised taxes and tariffs so much that I could not stay in business. And I'm not the only victim. I know, there is a guy in, what was it again? Some of the 3 towns in the center, who also had to close his shop down because he could not make any profit. Why has our king done this to us? Tell me why. Yes, I will figure this out, because I am a fixer, and I will fix your problems. Okay. I think we've seen enough of Heize, or Hose, or Heize, and meet this skeleton guy here. It's a spectre, actually, which also drops an arrow mace, which we don't need. We could sell, but it's actually not that much money. Now some special items drop, in addition to archers who attack us. And I don't like them. And a loot. Yeah, they are also dropped. We go north of Heize, or try to, and run away from the enemies. which we can't do because we are just as fast as us ourselves. But this hobgoblin is dead now. And we shall go into the dungeon of Indongo, which we will have to go to several times. And the first level, I know the way, so we don't have to run around forever. And I don't want to talk to the kobold, I want to kill him. There's a way... oh, Gorn. There is a ladder right there, and which will bring us to the next level. Because we want to meet up with the resistance to perhaps know a little bit more about the problems that plague Lysandia, which is primarily Texas at this point. And a sign will tell us southeast, west, northwest, northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest. And this is actually a riddle, and which can be solved by looking at the dungeon itself, at the layout. The first sign tells us to go south, or first post tells us to go southeast. And that means we have to kill these enemies first, because they're annoyingly everywhere. And as you can see, we are at a point, at an S. And this we have to write down, because this is actually important. Because this is will give us a password, which we need to enter at a other signpost. So from here on out we go west, in case you didn't write it down, I did, to get the next letter. And there are a lot more enemies than I remember. Okay, west. And we get to an U. And from here we need to go northwest. So let's do that. And we can't go there actually. Oh, we can. I just have to go diagonal. My dog is barking. Hello, doggy. There's an R. So we actually have Sir for now. And now we need to go northeast. And there's a signpost, we have to enter the password. And this should bring us to the letter M. So we have Surm. Surm. And from Surm we have to go southeast. Kill this one. And so we get an O. And actually, perhaps a hidden door, yes. For an Aramel chainmail. In case we would need it, but we already have an Aramel plate mail, so that's even better. Yes, from O, which has kind of a hole in it now, we go north, actually. Yes, north. To get the next letter, which is an U. So again, so it's Sir Mao. From Sir Mao we go west, just like the sign told us, to find an 1 or an N. So, but since we don't need numbers, it should be the N. So it's Sir Maun. And you may already guess what the final word is, because now only one remains, and that is if we go southwest. And yeah, it's the T, actually. So password is surmount. And this signpost should ask us. We can actually... it's a chattering signpost. There are a lot of them. They are kind of riddle masters of this game, so if you talk to them, they will ask us for the password. What is the password? Asks the signpost. Could it be surmount by any chance? Correct. Yes, and now we only need to find the exit, which has now opened for us. Before it wasn't open. Or it was open, but we couldn't get there because there was something blocking us. And there it is. I was not mistaken. A lot of Gorns in this dungeon. So let's go deeper into the dungeon and talk to this one. This, what is it? Militiaman. A watchman steps in front of you, barring your passage. What say you to the current state of our affairs? He asks. We will say nothing, and he will say, I'm sorry, but I cannot let you pass. Please return to higher ground and say nothing of your experience here. Yes, and we can't actually go into the rebel hideout unless we answer this riddle. But if you remember, Hody, the woodsman, told us the password, which was victory. The watchman's eyes rise. The watchman's eyebrows rise. Ah, splendid! I perceive you are new here and suggest that you speak to Sebastian as soon as possible. We will do so. But let's talk to the other guys here. The quiet paladin does not respond. He seems lost in thought. Interesting. And who are you? You see a mild-mannered, scholarly man. I am Aldno, is all he says. He is obviously lost in thought. I am Aldno, yes, yes. Continue. I must keep my aim true while I wait for the resistance to make its move. Great. I joined the resistance after being thrown off the king's guard. He shall pay for his chaotic behavior. Oh my god. He is out for revenge, actually. But this will not affect the story in any way. Not that I know of. My name is Mbora the Elder, says the aging man, lifting his nose out of a book. I have been the royal antiquarian for decades, and would still be now, were it not for this odd series of events. Yes. So, but he's not Sebastian. I am studying the history of Lysandia to see if there are lessons for us to learn from previous crises. Great! I am Snoo, says the man, the official architect for the resistance. As you can see, I have designed a fully self-sufficient settlement down here. It was not easy, and I owe much credit to my workers. Transforming a dismal dungeon into an environment suitable for working was not easy. These structures are a monument to my skills. And the workers, I take it. The gypsy says, well, the gypsy will actually say something. Says something. We have come from all across Lysandia to join the resistance. Oh, so that is what you're all about. Interesting. And who might you be, man who is standing in this house all by himself and does not move? Victory indeed, says the man in a soft voice. In a soft voice, okay. Victory indeed. He appears to be quite elderly, the lines deeply engraved in his face, yet surprisingly youthful in the quickness of his movements. Although he doesn't move, but elvish blood, you decide. I am Sebastian, and I am in charge of a band of men, women and children known to each other as the Resistance. You are somewhat familiar with it by now, no doubt. Do you wish to aid our movement? Newcomers are always welcome as they are more effective working outdoors, for their faces are not yet associated with the resistance by King Valkyrie's loyals. What do you say? We say yes. Sebastian gleams. Triumph! Triumph! Now I'm reminded of Rock and Rule. Mock. Whoever knows that animation from Canada. Triumph. You look fit enough to take on any challenge that lies ahead. And believe me, many do. What I need you to do first is to deliver this parcel to King Valkyrie's heir. He is imprisoned somewhere, most likely in one of the cells in the royal keep, which is a dungeon, by the way. Be swift and report promptly back here upon completion of the mission. Sebastian puts the final touches on a letter he has been writing. He signs it, folds it, and then seals it closed with a wax emblem. You take the parcel from him and conceal it among your belongings. Make haste, my friend. That parcel is of the utmost importance, says Sebastian, noticing you still hold the item in question. Oh yes, I do. I'm sorry, I'm moving out at once, as I've talked to everyone here. My job as astrologer is to help the resistance see the future. Great. Why not? look into the stars. Hello, says the man. I am in charge of keeping the lamps lit. An important job, especially here in the dungeon. Yeah, I'm actually quite amazed that you managed to bring water down here. That must have been a lot of buckets to carry it all the way down here to have it here, and maybe there are even ducks in there. Crazy ducks, I take it. The blacksmith smiles. As the sole blacksmith for resistance, I am entitled to free food and drink. Hey, great job. Great that is working out for you. And in this tavern we talk to this man, and he says, Alas, I cannot spread the stories which I witness here, lest I jeopardize our whole cause. Ooh, mysterious. The fat cook smiles. I am in charge of keeping the members of the resistance well fed. We grow as much of our food as possible. Like what? Trees and grass? The rest is delivered by resistance members on the outside. Well, you sure like your grass, I take it. Or trees. If only this was dungeon Dwarf Fortress. You could eat mushrooms. The training grounds. I will be ready to fight for the resistance when the call comes. Another warrior, and who are we? Nobody could tell anymore. The warrior seems too busy practicing to stop and halt. Perhaps I will be called upon to assassinate our wayward king. I think that will be my job. We are ready to fight armies of chaos at a moment's notice. My sword longs for the blood of the monsters on the surface. So go there. There are a lot of monsters. I could use your help. It takes quite a bit of work to support the resistance underground, says the man. We must keep our people well trained and prepared for the forthcoming war, says the woman. A war? Do you even have beds of war? How do we know what we know? This is the ultimate question. Who are you, the resistance philosophers? Chaos is merely a definition. We must analyze the semantics of a word. Okay. Well, makes sense. We must consider the question of good versus evil from a relativist point of view, says the philosopher. Interesting. The philosopher muses, why do we assume chaos is bad? I must find a solution to this question. Our fight is not against evil, but rather chaos. What? But good and evil are necessary in order for the proper balance to be maintained. However, order is essential to all things. The antithesis of order is chaos. Which is the destroyer of all. Thus we must isolate and banish the chaotic entity which has taken over the mind of our fair king. And that is actually a hint to the real threat in this game. But there are more people to talk to. And ducks! Yes, they brought ducks down here. Great. My healing skills may be necessary when the day of truth comes. Yes. And who might you be? Our magic ability may decide the fate of all of Lysandia. I can only count the days until I may return to the surface. The forest down here is hardly a substitute for those on the surface. Oh, I think it's pretty nice. I have a network of bards on the surface who keep us informed as to the current situation. It really is quite effective. And this one. It is my duty to tend to our forest and lake. It provides us with a quiet place to relax and contemplate. And ducks. Let's look at ducks. You see a duck and water. 4 ducks actually. So they saved all the ducks from the surface, because there are more normal ducks down here than on the surface. So we can now leave in Indongo to get back to the surface through this dungeon. And we will have to come back here quite a few times. But as for now, we have to go to the Royal Keep, which is the next step in the main quest, to deliver the letter to the prince, who has been imprisoned by his own father. Which is kind of strange if you think about it. So Let's get back to the ship. And as far as of now, there are no enemies. And let's go and look for horses and shoot some enemies on the beach. Yes, that is quite nice. I like that. Here is Hollow, I take it, and some sea monsters. A sea worm, actually. Almost closed in on us. But we were stronger. Or had more power. And where's our horsey? Let's shoot this banshee. It's dead. Take her gold. Get on the horse and ride away. Because the royal keep is actually... Now we're again at the 3 central cities. The royal keep is actually north of Lysandia, of Castle Excelsior. So that is where we headed. There you can see Excelsior. And just north of it, it isn't that far away actually, is the keep. We say goodbye to our little friend here. Save the game, because this is something for the next video. Well, this was GBF Waldmeister with a let's play of Excelsior Phase 1, Lysandia, and I'm signing off for now. Till then.